Know the game. Money follows those who understand its rules. It was a quiet Saturday evening in Portland, and I was sitting at my dining table, staring at a bank statement that felt like a punch to the gut. I'd worked 50 hours that week, juggling my job as a school administrator with a side gig, but my account balance was barely enough to cover groceries. I thought, I'm doing everything right. Why isn't it working? Across town, a former colleague was posting photos from a beach vacation, funded by her rental properties. We'd started at the same place, same job, same paycheck years ago. So why was she thriving while I was treading water? That's when I realized wealth isn't about working harder. It's about playing by the right rules. Growing up in the Midwest, I was taught that hard work guarantees success. My parents worked long shifts, my dad at a factory, my mom as a nurse, and they believed diligence was the key. But after years of grinding, I learned the first law of money. It's not about how much you work, but how well you understand the game. Money doesn't care about your effort. It respects those who know its rules. Let me tell you about Tom, a 54-year-old mechanic from Charlotte. Tom spent years fixing cars, working 12-hour days, but his savings never grew. During a 4th of July barbecue, he overheard neighbors talking about needing affordable car maintenance classes. Tom had taught his kids how to change oil and tires, so he offered a weekend workshop at the local community center, charging $30 per person. It was a hit. Parents and teens signed up. Within a year, he was running monthly classes and had created a YouTube channel with maintenance tips, earning ad revenue. Now, Tom's income flows even when he's not under a car. Tom didn't need a business degree. He just needed to see the game differently. The first rule is to stop trading time for money and start building systems that work without you. Maybe you're great at cooking. Could you teach meal prep at a local church event? Or maybe you're handy with tech. Could you help seniors set up smartphones at the library? The question isn't, how can I work more? It's, how can I create value that keeps paying? Here's a simple step to start. At the next community event, maybe a Labor Day fair or a school fundraiser, listen to what people are struggling with. Write down 3 skills you have, like gardening, W's, writing, or organizing. Then list 3 problems you've noticed, like busy families needing quick dinners or small businesses struggling with bookkeeping. Find the overlap and test it. Offer a small service, like $20 garden consultations or budget plans, at the next farmer's market. Tom started with a flyer and a folding table. You might start with a post on Nextdoor. Wealth begins when you understand the rules and start playing smart. This isn't about quitting your job or chasing big dreams overnight. It's about small shifts. At the next block party, notice what people need. Maybe it's pet sitting or resume help. Start small, test it out, and let the game guide you. That's the quiet flow of wealth. Build streams, not buckets. Create cash flow. That lasts for years. I thought a bigger paycheck was the answer. When I got a raise, I'd treat myself. A new phone, a nice dinner out. But by my 50s, I realized my mistake. I was filling buckets that leaked, not streams that flowed. The second law of money is to build cash flow. Money that comes to you without demanding your constant presence. Let me tell you about Linda, a 51-year-old office manager from Phoenix. Linda's salary covered her bills, but there was little left for savings. At a local craft fair during Thanksgiving weekend, she overheard vendors talking about needing help with online sales. Linda was great at managing schedules and data. She'd organized her office's inventory for years. She offered to set up Etsy shops for a few vendors, charging a small fee per listing. Within 6 months, she was managing 10 shops, earning $1,000 a month in commissions. She also created a digital guide on starting your Etsy shop, sold for $50, which now brings in $500 monthly without extra work. Linda's shift wasn't about earning more. It was about creating streams. A paycheck is a bucket. It fills up, but once you spend it, it's gone. Cash flow is a stream. It keeps flowing, even when you're not working. Think of rental income, dividends from investments, or digital products like Linda's Guide. The wealthy don't ask, "How much did I earn?" They ask, "How many streams are flowing to me?" Here's how to start. Look at your skills. Maybe you're great at teaching, fixing things, or planning. Could you turn one into a stream? If you're a teacher, create a $10 digital workbook for students. If you're handy, offer a subscription for EMS, monthly home maintenance checks. At the next community event, like a Memorial Day sale, talk to small business owners. Maybe they need help with social media or inventory. Offer a service that pays monthly. I started by selling meal prep plans to busy moms at a school fair, turning my cooking skills into a $300 a month stream. Try this. Pick one skill and create something repeatable: a guide, a class, a service. Test it at a local market or online group. Linda started with one vendor. You might start with a $20 ebook on Nextdoor. The key is to build streams that flow even when you're sleeping. At the next county fair, notice what sells consistently. Maybe it's homemade soaps or budget templates. Create something small that keeps paying. Wealth isn't about filling buckets, it's about digging streams. Assets over expenses. Choose what grows your wealth. I used to think buying nice things was a sign of success. A new car, a bigger TV. Those felt like rewards for my hard work. But by my late 40s, I realized I was collecting expenses, not wealth. The third law of money is to prioritize assets, things that put money in your pocket, over expenses that take it out. Let me tell you about Sarah, a 55-year-old nurse from Nashville. After years of working long shifts, Sarah had modest savings but no real wealth. At a local church's Christmas bazaar, she heard retirees talking about struggling with medical bills. Sarah had navigated Medicare for her parents, so she offered a $50 workshop on understanding healthcare costs. It was a hit, and she turned her notes into a $20 digital guide sold online. She also invested $2,000 in a low-cost index fund, which now pays $100 monthly in dividends. Those assets, her guide and investments, generate $1,500 a month, more than her old overtime pay. Assets are things that grow or pay you over time. Investments, rental properties, digital products. Expenses, like a new phone or a fancy vacation, drain your wallet. The trap is thinking expenses are investments. A car you drive to work costs gas and repairs. It's an expense. A car you rent out on a platform like Turo can be an asset. I fell into this trap, buying a new laptop to work better, only to use it for Netflix. Now I invest in assets first, like a $100 course on social media marketing that doubled my catering business's clients. Here's how to start. Look at your last 3 months of spending. Clothes, dining out, subscriptions. Pick one expense, like $50 on coffee, and redirect it to an asset, a stock fund, a digital product, or a skill-building course. At the next community event, like a spring festival, ask what people are investing in. Maybe real estate or online businesses. I started by putting $50 a month into a robo-advisor, which grew into a $5,000 nest egg. Or try creating a small asset, like a $10 gardening guide sold at a farmer's market. Sarah's workshop began with a free talk. Yours could start with a post on a local group. Think of money as seeds. Expenses get eaten. Assets grow into trees. At the next block party, notice what people value. Maybe it's tutoring or home repairs. Turn your skills into an asset that pays over time. Wealth isn't about looking rich, it's about building what lasts. Leverage and systems. Let others and tech work for you. I used to think wealth meant doing everything myself. In my early 50s, I was running my catering business in Seattle, cooking, delivering, even cleaning up alone. I was exhausted, and my income was stuck. Then I learned the final law. The wealthy don't work harder. They use leverage and systems to make money flow without constant effort. Let me tell you about David, a 58-year-old retired teacher from Atlanta. After retiring, David's pension barely covered his bills. At a local senior center's fall fair, he overheard retirees asking for help with budgeting. David was great at financial planning. He'd managed his family's budget for years. Instead of doing one-on-one coaching, he created a system, a $15 budgeting ebook, and a subscription-based Zoom workshop series. He hired a part-time assistant to handle emails and used a free app to automate bookings. Now, David earns $2,000 a month, working just 10 hours a week, because his system does the heavy lifting. Leverage means amplifying your results without amplifying your effort. Systems are machines that run without you. There are 4 types of leverage: people, hiring help; capital, using others' money, like loans; technology, apps to automate; and systems, processes that scale. David used people, his assistant, tech, booking apps, and systems, workshops. I started using a delivery service for my catering, freeing me to focus on marketing, which tripled my clients. Here's how to start. Look at your daily tasks: cooking, answering emails, manis, Jing projects. Pick one to delegate or automate. If you're a gardener, hire a student to weed, freeing you to plan bigger jobs. If you sell crafts, use an Etsy automation tool for orders. At the next community event, like a Thanksgiving drive, talk to small business owners about their systems. Maybe they use apps or freelancers. I learned about scheduling software at a local workshop, saving me hours weekly. Or try a small system, like a $10 subscription for your knitting patterns sold online. Imagine this. It's a crisp autumn night at a hometown football game, the crowd cheering under the Friday night lights. You're there, knowing your systems are working, your ebook selling, your investments growing, your assistant handling tasks. You're not just rich in money, but in time and peace. Share one small step you'll take this week in the comments. We'd love to hear it. If this video sparked something, hit like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to Grow Rich Daily for more stories that guide you to a life of wealth and meaning. Thank you for being here.